I am a very lucky person. I mean, look at me, here. I'm also ridiculously lucky to have a supportive husband, a phenomenal daughter, a lovely home in a gorgeous neighborhood, and a great job that gives me a chance to be lucky every day, working with students from all over the world. I'm so very lucky. Let's think about that for a moment. Some years ago, I attended a professional development workshop where the presenter showed research that indicated women are far more likely than men to ascribe their successes to luck. And she made a point that's worth considering. What about all the work we do to get where we are? Here's a case. A young woman graduated college. She wasn't entirely certain what she wanted to do, drifted a little bit. But after a little while, she decided she wanted to work with international students to help them achieve their goals. With a little research, she discovered there was a great master's program right nearby, but she needed a GRE score. So she spent every night for 2 months studying for the test. She took it, did exceptionally well, applied and was accepted. Next came 2 years working on developing her comprehension and applying it in the classroom, so much so that she earned a perfect GPA. She graduated and then took on a series of part-time jobs to work on her classroom skills and even did a stint with immigration to learn more about that side of the house. She worked as many as 4 jobs at a time in pursuit of her goal. When she finally got that full-time post-secondary teaching job, was it luck? When we look at someone else's trajectory, it can be really easy to see the amount of work that they've put in, but somehow we have a hard time seeing it in ourselves. But here's the thing. What are we telling the world when we say that our success is due to luck? More importantly, what are we telling ourselves? If we truly believe that all we have, all we are, all we do is a result of luck, why do we ever do anything? Can we do anything to make things happen? Of course we can. We all work hard to get where we are, right? It isn't luck. It's seeing opportunities and taking action. Personal example. When I was a kid, I was extremely shy. I mean, like, can't order at McDonald's shy. Seriously. But when I was 15, I was reading the newspaper, and there, in the bottom right-hand corner of the left-hand page, was a little article. It said that a well-known international group was looking for applicants to be exchange students the next year. Now, being extremely shy and very much not a risk taker as I was, I might have let that article slip on by, but something about it stuck with me. So I took an action. I told my parents I might be interested in being an exchange student the next year. And with their help and support, that's exactly what I did. I spent the next year in Japan, before email, way before video conferencing, among strangers. And that experience changed my life. No exaggeration. Maybe seeing that article was a bit of luck, but taking the opportunity to act is what made my life what it is today. I never would have found my career if I hadn't acted on that opportunity. All right, so we act on opportunities, great. Surely we need some confidence to do that, right? What if I don't feel confident? What if I'm not a confident person? Can I create my own confidence? Generally speaking, a lot of people think that personality traits like confidence are something we're born with. We have it or we don't, end of discussion. But this is not entirely true. Just like I was extremely shy as a kid and am less so now, personality traits like confidence are not set in stone. We can learn, build, develop them. Now, to develop confidence, we have to do something that's uncomfortable, maybe even scary, because confidence comes from doing the very things that we don't feel confident about. Scary, right? I know this from personal experience as well as from things I've read and heard. Through the years, although I've always felt shy and nervous, I've realized that those feelings diminish the more that I do something. What's more, I feel better about the opportunity I take on and fail at than the one I never try. I may have totally blown that lift on stage the one night we were filming a show that I was unexpectedly appearing in, but I feel so great about having taken on that last-minute opportunity. Compare that to the time in college when, don't tell my parents, but I skipped a class. Yeah. I skipped a class to go to an audition for a job that I never walked in the doors for. To this day, I feel the pain of not having at least tried. All right, so confidence comes from doing. Great. If we left it at that, we'd probably have a great advertising slogan, but fact is, sometimes we need a little help to do it, don't we? And this is the crux of what I want to get at today, how we can get over our nerves and get out there and do the things that will likely change our lives and may very well change the world. To that end, I invite you to consider Rodgers and Hammerstein. For their musical, The King and I, they wrote a song, I Whistle a Happy Tune. In it, Anna sings about things that she does when she feels afraid so that she doesn't look afraid, and notes that along the way, she doesn't feel as afraid too. Rodgers and Hammerstein were onto something. We think of our brain controlling our body, but our body can affect our brain as well. It's a two-way street. We might do something to look unafraid, like whistle or strike a careless pose, but somehow we begin to believe it too. This is not the fake it till you make it mentality that we hear about, and we don't have to worry about the imposter syndrome here. What we're doing is using our body's natural communication patterns to get over our baser inclinations to stay where we are so that we can get out there and do the things we need to do to build our confidence. We don't fake it till we make it. We do it till we are it, till it's in us. We make it real by doing. The more we do, the more we believe we can do. The more we believe we can do, the more confident we become. The more confident we become, the more we do. It's a beautiful circle. But I hear you. How in the world do we get over our nerves so we can get out there and do? Okay, there are just a few tactics I picked up through the years that I share with my students every semester and that I want to share with you today. First, breathe. That old adage, take a deep breath. But not every breath is equal. When we are at ease and relaxed, we breathe more with our abdomen, belly breaths. When we are scared and nervous, we breathe more with our chest. So, take that deep breath, yes, but take it deep into your body. This starts to trick your brain. It helps you get past that fight, flight, or freeze reaction brought on by a brain worrying that we are in danger. Let's face it, the vast majority of things that we are worrying about are not, in fact, dangerous. So, let's get control of our nerves, starting with our breathing. Second, take a positive body position. You may have heard something recently, seen it perhaps, about the superhero pose. Do you know the one? Wonder Woman, Superman? Yeah, that's familiar, right? Apparently, when we put our body in this positive, confident position, we are sending a signal to our brain that says, hey, I got this. I'm in control. No worries here. We are controlling our brain with our body. Third, do something positive. Here again, we're saying, hey brain, I'm in control, not my nerves. They did some research where they ran some pretend job interviews. One group of interviewees was told, hey, just interview like normal. But the other group was given a special direction. They were told before they went into the interview to basically cheer themselves on, give themselves a fist pump and a, yeah! Yeah. Can you guess which group was more likely to be chosen for the job? That simple physical act boosted their confidence to the point that they became more attractive to the interviewers. It can work for you too. You see, Rogers and Hammerstein had it right. So, we can get past our nerves and we can create our own confidence with a little work, a little practice. Now, there's one last piece of research that I want to look at before I conclude. A psychologist asked a group of students, men and women, to complete some 3D spatial relations puzzles on the computer. Spatial relations. And when he pulled the results, overall, the women's scores were lower than the men's. No surprise, right? Women aren't so great at spatial relations. Maybe not. He pulled the individual work submitted by the students and discovered that many of the women simply did not answer several of the questions. An automatic 0 for every question that they had skipped, bringing down their total scores. So he decided to run the research again. This time, the directions said that every student had to answer every question. And lo and behold, when he looked at the results, that difference between the women's and the men's scores basically disappeared. Folks, if we don't figure out how to get out there and at least try, we will always have failed. We like to think we can't fail because, hey, how can I fail if I haven't tried? But not trying will always be an automatic 0. We learn from marketing and other forms of socialization to compare ourselves negatively to others. Manufactured demand has taught us to worry about the smallest aspects of our personal appearance and, by extension, our very selves. We have learned to see our shortcomings, and this can prevent us from trying, not for fear that we will fail, but for fear that we cannot succeed. We can overcome this. Nature, in the form of our genetics, and nurture in the form of our upbringing and environment work together to create our personalities, and they are not static. By recognizing our hesitations and realizing we can overcome them, we open ourselves to opportunities to make our lives as individuals and as members of various communities better. We all have strengths, gifts, if you will, and sharing them strengthens us all. When we let our nerves get the better of us, we hold ourselves and our communities back. Now, coming full circle, of course there are things in this world that are more outside our ability to influence or act on. Things that are more imbued with luck, chance, fate, whatever you want to call it. My amazing parents and sisters, my in-laws, my nephew, my niece, even my students, are a part of my life for a large part due to luck. But so much in life is not luck. It's seeing opportunities and taking action. Now, nothing I've said here today is new or revolutionary. It's all out there, readily findable. Ask a librarian. Being researched, being talked about, being acted on. But it can be hard to see, hear, recognize. It's ambient noise. Sometimes in order to recognize it, we need someone to call our attention to it. I hope today I've helped you see that you can control your nerves. You can create your own confidence. And you can take advantage of those opportunities. Now go. Grab your nerves by the bundle. Show up. And do. Thank you.